the LWRS factor, it has two different sides. It has a negative aspect of it, right? So we'll write the LWS factor over here in red, right? So this is the L stands for living, of course, right? Remember, the W stands for with, and then the R, of course, real, and then the S is situations. Okay. Now, that is the situations we discussed, right? Like I said, it has two different sides. So, now we're going to focus on, we went over the negative aspect of it, right? So now we're going to talk about the LWRS positive side of it, right? So don't forget, over here with the LWRS, with the negative side, we had death, right? We had bills behind. So these are all things that are causing you to lack confidence, right? So let's just put a little line right there. Bills behind, got death, bills behind, rudely teens, and etc. Right? You get the point, right? We went over it last time. We ain't got to write it all out this time. So now we're going to focus on the positive aspect of it, right? Now, the positive aspect of building confidence with the LWRS factor is the first thing you need to understand in order to start rebuilding that confidence that has been broken down by probably some of the things that we named, right? And it could be some other things out there, but the things we named are like the main things that are going to cause people to lose confidence, right, in their self, right? So the first thing we must do is learn how to do the LRS positive factor, right? 4 things. The first thing is, I want you to understand this. I want you to make sure that you're listening to something positive when you first get up in the morning, right? Listening to something positive, right? And make that a habit. Try to make it a habit throughout the day as well. But the reason why we are focusing on when you first get up, because when you first get up, it dictates the way the rest of your day is going. So if you first get up and you listen to something positive first thing in the morning, then like as soon as you open your eyes, guess what? When you walking around and somebody might bump into you or give you a little shove a little bit, right? Like, they might, but guess what's going to happen? If you didn't listen to that positive message in the morning, then guess what's going to happen? You're going to be like, oh, that's okay, no problem. You're not going to be too worried about it. You're not going to be, ready, to with drama. You're not going to be ready to have drama. You're not going to be ready to fight. You're going to be like, okay, it's okay. Excuse me. But if you don't, and you listen to, let's say, rap, or you've had an argument in the morning, or whatever the case may be, first thing in the morning, then guess what's going to happen, right? When somebody bump into you on the outside, because you didn't listen to something positive first thing in the morning, you're going to be agitated. You might even be ready to fight, just because you skipped the LWRS positive factor, right? So the LWRS factor has 2 different sides. Don't let the negative side break you down. Start on the positive side, right? So we have to listen. So make sure you're listening to, I don't care what it is, right? Listen to anything that's positive in the morning, right? If you can find a quote that you can hear, that's fine. If you can find something on the radio that you can listen to, that is perfectly fine, right? Maybe they got, maybe. I know they have positive podcasts out there, right? You can listen to Queen A as well, right? Queen A Speaks, but this should be something that you should focus on first thing in the morning, right? The W stands for watch. So, not only are you going to listen to something first thing in the morning that's positive, now you're going to focus on watching things that are positive, right? And the reason why you want to do this, now, say if you can't listen to something positive the first thing in the morning, find something to watch. that's positive first thing in the morning, right? And if you've already listened to something positive first thing in the morning, then find something positive to watch throughout that day, right? That means find a positive TV show, find a positive documentary, find a positive, saying, or they got positive inspirational quotes that you can listen to, positive speakers. You can find a positive motivational speaker, a positive inspirational speaker, right? You can do that. And then once again, this is to help build your confidence. And you're probably like, well, how is it going to build my confidence? Because guess what? When your brain, our brain is like a sponge. So it soaks in whatever it sees and especially what it hears, right? Especially what it sees and hears. So if you're watching something positive throughout the day, your brain is going to start sending positive waves out there, and you'll be surprised the positivity that's going to start coming your way just from you watching and listening to things that's positive, right? Try it for 30 days, right? Try it for 30 days, all right? Now, the R is for read. So, we know we can listen to something positive now, which is, like I said, they got podcasts, YouTube. You can listen to books. You can listen to all types of things, right, online. And then now we also know that you can watch something that's positive throughout the day to help stimulate them brain muscles, right? Because our brains is like computers, basically. Our brain is like a computer that's constantly catching data. So make sure you watch. Be mindful of the data that you're putting in there, okay? And then read. This is very, very, very important. Reading. All of them are very important, right? The reason why I say reading is very important because this is something that most people are getting away from. Most people have gotten away from reading a book, right? Or reading anything for that matter. Maybe it's just a newspaper or a comic book. But nobody seems to read anymore. You go to the library, it's almost like crickets, unless it's the kids in there playing, right? They're not reading a book, they're online. So read something positive. Find something positive to read, right? If you can find one thing to read that's positive daily, which it can be a quote. You can find you a positive quote daily to read. That is perfectly fine. But that is what you want to make sure that because as you're reading it, guess what? Your brain is also watching it. And as you're reading it, your brain is also listening to you. So you're reading it, you're getting your brain watching and listening. So you're getting 3 for 1 when you read. When you're reading a book or when you're reading a comic book or whatever you may find to read. So find something positive to read daily as well. And then the last one is speak. So, speak to somebody positive every day. Make it your business to start finding, look out, watch out, and find the positive people that are around you. Whether it be work, home, school, wherever you are located at. Find somebody that's positive to speak to. Even if it's just to say hello and give them that smile, right? So, but even if that's all you're doing, make sure that we're finding somebody that we can speak to on a daily basis, right? That is very important, very key. I can't stress that enough. So, this is the positive LWRS factor, right? So, this means you should be, for the positive side, you should be listening to audio, right? We got audio, books, right? You got documentaries or movies, right? For documentaries, I'm sorry, y'all. My hands, I'll just be going. The documentaries and positive people. Positive people. Alright, so my handwriting is kind of crazy. And I know y'all probably can't see the end of it down there. I apologize. But So I just wrote audio books, documentaries, positive people. That's just some of the examples of what the positive side looks like. Okay? So that's all that is right here. So I just went over this because I want y'all to understand, in order to build confidence, we have to learn what I call the LWRS factor. Alright? And it has two different sides. The LWRS factor has a negative side and it also has a positive side. The negative side is what tears your confidence down. But I circled confidence in blue, right? Because we don't want to tear it down. We want to build our confidence up, right? So we want it constantly growing. Okay? So this is why we circled confidence in blue. Blue is our positive side today. Okay? Red will probably always be the negative side, of course. I know. But I just wanted y'all to understand, in order to grow, in order to build your confidence, the reason why you're lacking confidence is because you're living with real situations, right? So when you're in the negative side, we call the LWRS living with real situations, right? Once you're over here, this is what you do for the LWRS, right? So over here, you're lacking confidence because you most likely went through death. You know, you got some bills behind. Maybe you're dealing with a ruling team. Maybe your cardinals behind. Maybe you've been stressed, or maybe you've been molested. You know, it's all types of things that you can be going through to cause you to be tearing down your confidence, right? So there are real things out here that's tearing down our confidence, but there are real things out here that helps us build it up. So that is what that's where Queen A comes in at, right? I help build your confidence level up. You know, when you feel like you can't go on no more, when you feel like you're down and out, when you feel like you're weak, when you feel like, where do I start? When you need that starting point, Queen A is the focus point. That is where we start with our LWRS factor, right? And I'm giving y'all this, right? This is something, that I want to make sure that y'all understand, because every human alive, whether you're lacking confidence or you're building confidence, and I can tell you now, the people that have confidence, they do the LWRS factor. I can let you know this right now. I bet you they're either listening to, watching, reading, or speaking to somebody positive, without a shadow of a doubt, right? Because that's what that does. That helps build confidence, right? If you're lacking that, it's because of one of these over here. All right, so I hope y'all got something from today's lesson, which is learning about the LWRS factor. Like I said, it has two different sides. We want to make sure that you're on the positive end over here, and we want to, this is what Queen A want to help y'all do to this negative side. We want to get rid of that negative side, right? So we want to erase the negative side. That is what Queen A wants to help you do. Erase your negative side. And we're going to focus on, we're even going to get rid of the red line, because we just don't want no red up in there, right? We don't want no chance for that coming back. Right? So, that is what we're going to do. And we're going to make sure to help you build that confidence. I was serious about no red. No red on here. But we don't want no negative. No negativity. But so I hope y'all learned something from this. If y'all didn't learn nothing else, make sure that you're listening, watching, reading, and speaking to somebody that's positive every day, all day. And these are different forms. Find you an audio book. Find you a regular book, a documentary, somebody positive to speak to, right? Follow Queen A at Queen A Speaks on TikTok. I'm on Instagram. On Facebook is Ariel St. Clair, and Queen A is in parentheses as well, okay? And then YouTube, of course, right here at Queen A Speaks. So I hope y'all got something from this. That was a lot of gems, all right? So I hope y'all got something from that. But remember this, y'all already know what I'm gonna say, right? If don't nobody else love y'all, Queen A do. Later. Mwah. This message is brought to you by